Ah, good morning. You're just in time for coffee. I'll ask Chef Paolo to make another pot. And why, you might be wondering, am I sitting outside my home making a YouTube video when I should be out somewhere exotic, somewhere in Thailand? Well, that's a good question. Last week we were in the ancient city of Chaiya, and we were in the monsoon season. And yeah, we're still in the monsoon season, despite the nice blue sky at the moment. And I plan to visit, I don't remember how many now, 5 or 6 different places. But by early afternoon, the skies had gone really dark, and I was at a temple somewhere, and to be honest, it was so dark I didn't even know where I was. And then shortly after that, the torrential rain started, so that was it for the day. But I'll get back there one day and I'll finish what I started. But while I was there, I did manage to visit another pile of bricks, as I call it. And I know I'm very rude to call these ancient temples piles of bricks, but you'll get used to it. It's a bit like calling Stonehenge a pile of old rocks. Well, it is really, isn't it? Anyways, the video that I did make, unfortunately the quality was not very good, especially at the start, and especially the audio. And as I was walking around the temple, I was trying to use my iPad instead of my usual camera, and that didn't seem to work very well. So anyways, we won't do that again. So what I've done is I've added some subtitles in places, especially where the audio is a bit muffled, except I've put them at the top, so I guess you'd call them super titles, not subtitles. Now, I thought this would be a short visit, maybe 4 or 5 minutes, but something unexpected happened which made the visit far more interesting than I planned, so stay tuned for that. But anyway, we'll have a general look around, and then I'll pop up here again to explain what happened. And guess what? It's time for yet another ancient pile of bricks, but this time it's a much bigger pile of bricks that actually looks like it could be something, as you can see here. It's a much more impressive pile of bricks, and alongside it is a newer temple. You can probably see that if I move out of the way. A newer temple here, which is quite attractive, but that's not why we're here. We're here to look at the pile of bricks. It's called Wat Kaeo, but also known as Wat Kaeo. And yes, we're still in Chaiya. We're still in the main part of the town, only just a few hundred meters actually from the previous pile of bricks. And so I think we should take a look at this one. I haven't quite figured out how we get in there, but we'll have a wander around and see if there's something interesting about the place. And while I wander over there, it's worth mentioning yet again that it's just sitting here alongside the road. No official entrance, no graffiti, no missing bricks, although that would be hard to tell, wouldn't it? Here is a good view of the temple while I wander down here through the mud. I think I can just about leap over this bit. Splash, splash, okay. There we go. Now there is something a little bit different about this place. If you notice here, there's a sharp corner. And if we look a little bit further up there, there's another sharp corner, followed by another sharp corner. And apparently there's 12 of them, and it's rather unusual to have a 12-cornered chedi, which I think is what this was originally. And if we look around the other side, we can see even more corners. And I've googled and schmoogled to see if there are any more 12-cornered chedis around. I found a 12-sided one in China, which is very rare. But that's not a side, is it? That's definitely a corner, or at least a sticky out bit. And interestingly, the other pile of bricks we went to, White Long, a little while ago, as far as I could see, that also had 12 corners, but with a lot of missing bricks, so you couldn't be absolutely sure. Anyway, we'll just see what we can find up these steps here. Probably don't need to go all the way in. It looks like we have a headless Buddha with a bottle of water. There's a little bit more light in there. Let me go up there and see if we can figure out what's in there. that's 3 more headless Buddhas. There we go. 1, 2, 3. Oh, and this, I think, used to be open. Maybe that was an altar. And if I pan all the way up, I'm pretty sure the last time I came here that was open, but they've covered it. Oh, another headless Buddha. Yep, me again. I told you I was going to pop up again. So you've had a general look around, and to be honest, I thought that would be the end of the visit. But just as I was heading back to Perth, this guy appeared out of nowhere and asking if I'd like more info on the history of the place. Well, that seemed like a silly question, really. Of course I would. And that all worked out fine, except that 40 minutes later, and not for the first time, I found myself saying things like, well, that was very interesting, thank you, and thank you for your time. But he either just ignored me and kept talking, or he would say something like, oh, there's just one more thing I need to show you. Now, don't panic, I'm not going to show you the whole thing, just the interesting snippets. And unfortunately, filming the monk wasn't very easy. Of course, I asked him for permission, and he said that was fine. But I couldn't hold my iPad in a way that I would see the screen, because I could have done this and talked to him like this, which wouldn't have been very nice, would it? Not very social. So actually, I held the iPad down here and just tried to point it towards him, but I couldn't really see whether I was getting the top of his head or whether he was up here or down there. Anyways, let's return to our regularly scheduled programming to see what he had to say. And originally it was a pagoda, a chedi?
Yes, it is Jedi,
Yeah.
but it's not the shape like พระธาตุนครศรีธรรมราช No.
No.
This will the shape will be like วัดบรมธาตุชยา near the วัดพระธาตุ near this place.
Okay.
And this was built in concept of Mahayana Buddhism in Thailand. 1,000 years in Thailand we have Mahayana and Theravada Mahayana Buddhism. Theravada Buddhism. So the JD in Theravada will be like the bell, like the bell.
Okay.
Like the bell.
Okay.
The shape like the bell. But this is Mahayana JD. So will be have a lot of, I don't know what you call, something like pillar.
Yeah. Okay.
Shape.
Okay. And I see it has 12 corners.
Yes.
Yeah, that's typical of this style of JD.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because
Are there any more in Thailand, or is it unique?
this is unique because in Thailand, when after Mahayana will be Theravada, so it will be the bell, and in the Theravada will just one room.
Mm-hmm.
But the one you will see 4 room.
Right.
This was built to worship for Buddha.
Yeah.
For Buddha, not just one Buddha. When you see the JD that look like the bell, just worship one Buddha.
Yeah.
This will worship for Buddha. After 5 Buddha, Buddhism scripture said that the earth will blow up.
What did he say?
The earth will blow up.
Yeah, that's what I thought he said. But wait, there's good news.
So because in Buddhism we believe in reincarnation.
Yes.
Reincarnation. So
Yes.
the life of the animal will be the cycle.
Okay.
When the earth blow up, okay. In the future, it will get birth again.
Oh, well, that's okay then. And just when I thought we were finished, we did in fact have to go inside the new temple. Apparently, this Buddha statue was found inside the ancient brick chedi and moved into the new building. That's no mean feat, because it's not like modern statues that are basically a wire frame and covered in plaster and shaped to look like a Buddha. This one is actually carved out of one solid piece of stone. That must have been quite a feat. I can't imagine how they managed to move it. So now it's back to the other guy to wrap up this week's video. Well, we still have lots of places to go in Chaiya district. But I think that's probably enough for this video. So I'll once again remind you to subscribe, and I'll say it's goodbye from Bert and it's goodbye from me. Goodbye.